How's it going, everybody? Daner here with North Central Coins, and welcome back to another episode of the most rare and valuable coins in Canada. Today we're going to be discussing one of the greatest Canadian nickel heirs of all time that you probably had no idea even existed, and that is the Canadian 1990 Bear Belly Nickel. This coin is a unique heir or variety that was produced by the Canadian Mint in the year 1990 and has only gained major popularity and value within the last 10 years or so. During the process in which the dies were being polished and prepared to strike nickels in the year 1990, some of the fur detail was actually removed from the bottom half of the beaver's belly on the dies, giving it a unique appearance and also making it highly desirable for collectors and Canadian coin roll hunters. In this video, we will explore the historical context surrounding the production of these 5-cent coins and delve into why they hold such importance in Canadian numismatic history. Additionally, we will discuss the distinguishing features, significance among collectors, and also potential value if you were ever to find a legitimate example. Before I do get into this, I would really appreciate if you guys would smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and also ring that bell notification so you can stay up to date with my new content as it is being released. Also, make sure to stay to the end of the video if you would like to find out how much you could actually get for one of these coins if you were to find one. And then without further ado, what do you say we get right into it and discuss the Canadian 1990 Bear Belly Nickel? Let's get it, guys. The world of coin collecting has long maintained a special spot for nickels. They've existed in Canada's currency for more than a century. The journey actually began in the year 1858 when the province of Canada, which included Ontario and Quebec at the time, introduced the first nickel or 5-cent coin, commonly referred to as fish-scaled by those well-versed in Canadian numismatics. These tiny coins weighed 1.16 grams, measured 15.5 millimeters in diameter, and contained 92.5% silver. In the year 1922, Canada made the decision to make certain changes. One of the changes was to switch from using silver to nickel as the primary metal for their 5-cent coins. This decision was made due to the rising cost of silver and also the need for a more cost-effective alternative. Additionally, the size and weight of these coins were also adjusted during this time to better align with international standards and become almost identical in shape and size to the American 5-cent coins. By the year 1937, Canada had made the decision to redesign the nickel, and what better image to adorn its backside than the recognizable and iconic beaver. The diligent beaver has long been a representation of Canada's work ethic and was essential to the country's early growth. Except for a few special releases over the years, beginning with World War II, the beaver has proudly graced the reverse of our 5-cent currency since the year 1937. Canada's 100th birthday was commemorated in 1967 with the release of a commemorative 5-cent coin. It actually has the picture of a bunny on it, and due to this design, it has become a favorite among Canadian coin collectors. The Canadian Mint began making 5-cent coins composed of cupro nickel in the year 1982. Instead of 100% nickel, the coins would be composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This was in response to the escalating cost of precious metals on the worldwide market. Now, what do you say we get into the coin that you guys are all here to find out about, and that is the Canadian 1990 Bear Belly Nickel. Now, this coin is a fascinating numismatic rarity that has captured the interest of collectors and enthusiasts worldwide. This unique variety is known for a distinctive error that occurred during the production process, resulting in the removal of most or some of the fur from the underbelly of the beaver depicted on the reverse side of the coin. This error has led to the coin being affectionately referred to as the bear belly variety, and it is highly sought after by collectors due to its rarity and also the intriguing story behind its creation. Now, to fully understand how the Canadian 1990 Bear Belly Nickel actually came into existence, it's essential to delve into the coin manufacturing process in Canada. The Canadian Mint, who's responsible for producing Canada's circulating coinage, employs a meticulous and multi-step approach to create coins with both precision and quality. The process begins with the design phase, where talented artists and engravers work together to craft the intricate and meaningful designs that will grace the nation's coins. In the case of the 1990 nickel, the design features the iconic image of the beaver, which is a symbol of Canada's rich natural heritage. Once the design is finalized, a master die is then created. This die serves as a template for producing numerous working dies, which will be used to strike the actual coins. These working dies are crucial to ensure consistent coin quality and detail. And then die polishing. Die polishing is a critical step in the coin minting process. It involves meticulously smoothing and refining the surface of the working die to ensure a high level of detail in the struck coins. This process is typically performed multiple times to maintain die quality. Now here's where the unique era of the bare belly variety comes into play. During the die polishing process for the 1990 nickel working dies, an unusual mistake occurred. Most of the fur on the underbelly of the beaver was inadvertently removed from the reverse side of the die. This error resulted in the beaver appearing to have a bare belly when the coins were struck using these specific dies. Now what makes this error even more intriguing is that the die was polished several times, leading to different degrees of apparent baldness in the beaver's underbelly on the coins produced from these dies. So depending on the significance and the amount of detail that has been removed from the fur on the beaver's belly, the coin will be either referred to as a full bare belly or a partial bare belly, and this definitely affects the value. If you want to get the most amount of money, you are looking for the full bare belly variation. Now before we get into the value of this coin, let's go over some of the specifications. It is composed of 75% copper, 25% nickel. It has a weight of 4.6 grams, a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.76 millimeters. The designers and engravers for the obverse of the coin were Dora DePadre Hunt and Ago Aran, and for the reverse of the coin, G.E. Kruger Gray and Thomas Shingles. The edge of the coin is smooth, it is non-magnetic, and it is in metal alignment, as is the standard for most Canadian coins. Now when it comes to value, this is actually a modern nickel that does hold some premium even on the low end of the Sheldon scale. Now if you did find one of these and it's in a G4, which is beat up and put through the meat grinder, basically a parking lot coin that has almost no detail, then it is not worth much above face value. You might be able to get 50 cents to $1 for it if somebody really wants it for their collection. But the price estimates actually start to kick in at the EF40 mark, where it is evaluated at $5 for an EF40 example, which isn't too bad for a modern nickel. It is honestly one of the most valuable and rare of the modern Canadian nickels to look for, and based on previous trends, in 10 or 20 years, the value will only keep increasing and less of these will be out in circulation, so the value of the coin will definitely go up. Now, as you start to get into the MS scale, you see some decent price jumps. It can be worth around $25 for an MS60, around $55 for an MS63, and all the way up to $378 for an MS65, which is currently the highest listed price example on coins in Canada. If you were to find one and it's scored in the MS66 or 67 range, there isn't any reason that you might not be able to get $500 to $1,000 for this coin, especially if it has the full bare belly designation as well. Now, if you were to send one of these to PCGS, they do actually attribute the bare belly variation. So if you do find one and it is in really good shape, definitely advisable that you send it off to be graded by PCGS. And if it scores in an MS66 or 67, you have yourself one incredibly rare Canadian era or variety coin. Now, what do you guys think about the Canadian 1990 bare belly nickel? What would you do if you ever found a legitimate example, or if you ever have found any of the coins discussed in this video? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to know. Also, I would really appreciate if you guys would smash that thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and also ring that bell notification so you can stay up to date with my new content as it is being released. If you guys enjoyed this video, I've been releasing a whole lot of videos just like this one on Canadian, American, Australian, British, and coins from all around the world. So go check those out and stay tuned for the future videos just like this one that I'm gonna be releasing. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this one, folks. So until the next one, everybody, peace out and have a good one, y'all.